Oh yes, I can see it. I can see it.
Hello, I'm Dianaboskma. I'm in the UK and I'm an insight coach, a mental fitness coach, and a relationship coach. I do this work because I love people and want to help them improve their lives in many ways. Today I'm talking with Izabela. Tell us a bit about yourself.
Hi, Diana. Hi, I'm Izabela. I'm a life coach. I'm a transformational coach. I'm almost graduated to be inside coach. So in a few weeks, yay, we can be talking as a inside coach. Yeah, that's it.
That's it. All right, what made you go into coaching?
Well, I don't know if we have enough time right now on the live streaming. I think it was inspiration to be among people. I always wanted to be among people and have a deep conversations with them.
Yeah.
But eventually, a couple of years ago, on my path, a life coach appeared as a suggestion to discuss what I could be doing. And out of this conversation, I did many changes, which I absolutely love, and I'm really grateful that I actually made these decisions. And this idea of like how much did she influence my life, but
Yeah.
few meetings and actually having one very deep conversation. And I remember we had a conversation. So I'm a Libra, and I always lived in the feeling that I don't know how to make decisions, and then I was like always like people were saying something, I would be like, yeah, I have to analyze it, and then I will keep analyzing that, and I just don't know if I know what I want. And she said to me, like the first step to actually knowing what you want is actually knowing what you don't want. And I said, well, I'm great about that. And she said, what if you take this perspective into your life? And that was the moment when on the way back, I remember driving in a car, I sort of like had this, the moment when like before like end of the life, you have this like whole film going in front of you. And it was the moment when my film from all the past years was going through my head. Thinking like, oh, I made this decision based on that. I didn't make this decision. So it completely changed my point of view of who I was.
Yeah.
So it stuck to me. And then when I was doing things and I realized what is important, I sort of defined my values in life with her. And when I started living my values, I realized that I would love to be doing the same for others.
Yeah.
I would love to be transforming their lives and helping them to realize what they were doing. So that's how I came back to an idea of doing my first training and then working with people. Being an expat for a long time also sort of gave this feeling you're not sure who you are, where you are, different culture, different people, how to create yourself, how to find yourself in different places. So that
Relatable.
also, yeah, you too, right? So that's, I think it gave me a huge perspective towards like where people, because I think when you stick to what you know throughout your whole life, you might not get to the question what you really want, right? Like how you really want to create your life. And I think we are all creating that.
Yeah, we are.
And yeah.
Yes.
Did it answer your question?
I think so. It talks about what made you go into coaching. So, yes, I think so.
Yeah.
So, have you had a really profound experience with coaching for yourself where you were coached?
I had few. I had few. So I think this one was the first one. Then somewhere on the way, I had many, like I truly believe that when coaching, we are moving small stones, which eventually can move a huge rock.
Yes.
So I sort of like see like the Stonehenge, you know, standing, and then the small stones like removing. So I think what I'm looking at is that I have the insights as like these small stones being removed. And I don't even know whether I will notice when there is a huge change. But one of the elements which I often share with the clients was when I realized that everything what I do depends on me. And so it's not necessarily depending, but every decision that I make, it's my decision. Whether I do something or I don't, it's still a decision, right? So if I decide to work hard today, I cannot beat myself up in the end of the day that I, you know, lost so much energy. But also if I decide to sit on the couch, it's still my decision to sit on the couch. So I should be proud of this decision. I think that was quite a big insight.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, I think especially being a mom and a woman, and you know,
it's super mom.
it's sort of, yeah, you know, like everybody wants to, I think, score high on every single level of their life. So that was really quite important one for me.
Yeah, I get that. So what has been the most profound experience that you've had with a client with coaching, where your client had this thing of, oh my God, what have you done to me?
I had also many of them, and I think every time when I talk to a client about perfectionism, it's sort of like the, you know, the nodding element, and they're like, oh my God, everything changed right now, you know. So that's the definitely element of it. When we talk about dreaming and creating a dream, some of them are realizing that they didn't know that they can dream, or you know, they go like, oh my God, I don't dare to say that, you know. Although everybody wants to dream big. But I think the biggest one, and that I had this discussion today, earlier today, that sometimes I have this feeling that I don't make a difference for a client. And then eventually when I stop and I actually ask, like, you know, what was the biggest value for you for this discussion? You get this like huge gasp of like this and that. And then I think, looking at it from my own perspective, I might think that it's little, but for many people, it's a huge difference.
You don't live in their head.
Yeah, exactly, right? So that's what I always have impression, like you should never think from your own perspective. You should always check. No. Yeah,
it's what I've learned as well over the time that I've been doing this, that they are in a different place than I am, so I cannot assume that they might even be near the place I am. So I always need to check in. And I found that's with any relationship, so coaching client relationship, but also any other relationship, you just can't assume anything.
Yeah. Did I tell you this funny anecdote about what assume means? About that, assume means that you make an ass from you and me.
Yes, that's the one that we
loved it.
We say that a lot in the house here. When one of us has assumed, then one of the others has this thing of, "Oh, you just made an ass out of you and me." It's always good for a laugh.
I love it, because every time when I even want to use the word in the sentence, I always question, oh, I did assume it, you know. I didn't ask, I didn't check, didn't double check. Yeah,
always important. So next one, what was the most interesting thing that you have learned from a client?
Oh, that's a good one.
I like it.
yeah. And the first feeling is to say, actually, I do learn from every coaching session.
Yes, me too.
I do get so much from every coaching session. And actually, I have a feeling that every single client comes like on my path to teach me something.
I'm convinced.
Do you also have it?
Yes, they are some sort of mirror that show me something that I haven't really been wanting to look at, and then get straight in my face. So they help me sort through my stuff really, while I help them sort through theirs.
Yeah. I'm always questioning. I'm always amazed after that. Like, why did this person come on my path? Like, why why now, right? Like, why is it coming to me right now? So this is and I do believe that you cannot take clients deeper than you went yourself. So that's why I always appreciate these learning moments.
Yes, I do as well.
Because I can reflect on it. We
Yeah.
discussed just before that about self-coaching,
Yeah.
so then you sort of like finish the session and you think like, okay, these action points, like how much of that I can steal for myself.
Yep.
And sometimes I'm telling them like, can I use it for myself? Is it okay? Yeah.
I've even told clients, wow, this was such an amazing session for me as well, when they've just said how much it did for them. It's totally cool.
I had the call before this one when the clients, she started talking about her communication with her partner. And I had a flashback of me telling my husband to close the drawer. And she was like, oh, I learned how to be assertive with men. And I'm like, okay, yes, this is it.
Yep.
That's where the learning comes back. Just happened today. So
it's fascinating, those things. I really love those moments.
It is. That's true.
So, is there anything else you would like to share with me and the viewers that we will have?
I think I was just telling you before we went online how much I enjoy watching lives that you're doing with coaches, and how the transformation, how much the transformation word is visible for me every time because we talk also with people that I know. And I think what I would love to share is that a transformation is a thing, right? And then you can see it from a perspective of time.
Yes.
And for everything, time is very much needed.
Yes.
But it starts from the moment that we learn how to dream.
Yes. I've for myself found that the moment I decide on something, things start changing and a transformation starts happening. So what I did myself is about 2.5 years ago, I decided that I wanted to be happy, just happy. I didn't want to work to be happy. I just wanted to be happy.
That's
What made me
bold.
happy. And then about 3 weeks ago, I decided just being happy is not enough. I want to love myself. And I have this thing that actually feels better. And that's how transformation starts, because then you slowly but carefully get that done, because it's a decision you've taken.
Yeah.
It's nice stuff.
It's fantastic. And I also, when you said about, self-love and happiness, for some people it comes so easy to say, right now I go from point A to Z, and there are people who have to go from beginning, A, B, C, D, and then end up there. And so what I also have noticed with the coaching, and what I love about it so much, is that there is no one solution for everybody. There is a pathway that we can be, following together with the client, but there is no one solution. And even though I'm learning from the clients, every time I sort of like steal one of the solutions, I'm always reflecting on it. Is it something for me? Or is it only, interesting because it's new, and then I should just put it back on the shelf?
Sometimes when you put it on the shelf, you can take it out for another client again. Because that's what I also learn about with clients, is that some people are somewhat different than others, but some are the same. And then you can use similar solutions when you talk about it. I find that fascinating as well, how, I don't know, I start to figure out who needs what.
Yeah.
Really cool.
I love the concept that you brought up, the concept of self-love also, because there is, I think, there is the element of self-love that everybody defines it also differently. And in the end, it might come to the same point, right?
Yes.
And that's the solution that you bring up for different clients. And they might see it as eternal happiness or eternal understanding, or making choices. Maybe, my pathway to self-love was actually noticing that I was making choices. I will never know. Maybe this moment of realizing how my path look like, it's still coming.
Yeah, you're going to be busy with that for the rest of your life. It's not ended
yet. Yay! That's a party.
That idea. I really love that idea that I will keep working on me for however long I get. It's cool.
That is cool. Yeah, because like on whom else we should be working on, right? Like
Yeah.
we are born. There is I love the discussion with Brunt who said you know Brunt, right? And you had the conversation with him
I
already
did.
also. Yes.
A couple of weeks ago.
And he gave this example of self-love, like when you're waking in the morning, you're waking up in the morning, you say good morning to your kids, good morning to your cat, to dog, to your partner, and then you go to the bathroom and you look at in the mirror and you know,
Yeah.
and just say good morning to yourself, right? And
Yeah.
I'm like, that's such an awesome concept.
It
And
is.
then when I make a picture, I usually make a pictures for myself, so I could see myself stepping out, going to the bathroom, looking in the mirror, and I'm like, indeed, you know, like you're the most important person you should say good morning to.
Yes, you definitely should.
Yeah. So that's you know, the self-love concept is for everybody's different, but
Yeah.
I love to steal ideas and then use them, look at them, shelf them, use for different clients, sort of digest them, process them,
Yes. Yeah.
and
I love
spread
that as
them
well.
around.
Yes. It's good stuff. It's really good stuff. Yeah. Yeah. It's a fascinating road. I think this idea that I decided to love myself and it will only grow. You know, it will only go better from here. It's one of these things that I'm really embracing now. That life will only get better from today on. It will not get worse. It's just better.
That's a beautiful concept to have. And then
Yeah,
if you live from this perspective, and that's
mhm,
where your brain comes to it, right? That's what you
it will
said.
happen. Yeah.
It will just happen.
Yeah.
I always tell it to my daughter. She's absolutely like super intelligent and so stubborn. I said
Hmm.
to her, like, kid, you can do every single thing in your life.
Hmm. Yeah.
You just want to do, like, you have to, how do you say it properly? Like, you have to want to do it.
Yes. You have to want
Yes.
to. Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, but I can. I say, like, no, it's your brain stopping you. If
Hmm.
you program your brain
Yeah.
into, I can do it, I know
Hmm.
how to do it. If I don't know how to do it, I will figure out how to do it.
You
That's
will.
where the interesting part in life starts.
That's how your brain actually works. When you really want to do something, don't focus too heavily on it. I did a course at some point about how people learn, and one of the fascinating parts of that is that scientists, when they have something that they're stuck on, they will step away and you do some physical exercise, walk in the woods, run on the beach, walk their dog or whatever, and not focus on it anymore. Because what then happens is that your long-term memory starts chewing around on it, and then it starts connecting it and make links and stuff like that. And that's how scientists get solutions, not by focusing on it and driving themselves crazy, no, by not focusing on it. And I thought that's a good thing to know.
That's a great one. So
Hmm.
I did the interviews with the people because I want to start a program for successful people and how they
Hmm.
want to, like, whatever definition of success for people
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
So I spoke with somebody that I used to study with, and he said, I keep working 24/7. So we started laughing from this concept, and he says, no, but I do. Sometimes I take a day off, I don't go to the office, and I watch the whole day sport. I keep on watching sport. I keep on watching sport. And by watching TV, because he likes the competitive sports, like group sports,
Yeah.
I basically come up with the solution of the theory that I was working on. That's the exact
It
experience
works that way.
you know,
Sleeping.
that's how it works.
Yeah, sleeping is another one of
Yeah.
those great things that really gets you solutions to all sorts of problems.
Yeah.
Yes, it's amazing stuff. The moment you know how your brain kind of works and how nothing's really real that's been in the past or maybe in the future, but only now is real, it's just change of perspective on the whole world, at least for me.
Yeah, we have a great machine, and I think learning how to use it and sort of driving that forward helps us to not stay rusty, but be actually effective and making huge miles.
Yeah,
Oh my,
indeed.
we talk man language right now. Did you
That's
check
okay.
that?
We can. I'm not
Good.
picky. I'm open minded to things like that.
Right now, my husband will say, like, you only like red cars, and then you talk engines. But I love the concept.
Hmm. Yeah, nothing wrong with it. Is there anything else you would like to share, or are you good for today?
No, I told you I can keep talking, but I love the I love the questions. Thank you very much. I learned again a lot today also.
Great. Well, thank you for joining me today with this then.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
You are welcome. And goodbye.